morning, everyone. How is everyone today? Hopefully well. You'll see I've tried a curtain back here, so hopefully that's going to cut down some of the glare some. And I have a few other things that I'm trying to work on, so it's better lighting and better for you guys. So I just was hanging that up. I just put some those little command sticky hooks so I could take it back down after, because I like to be able to look out my window and see all my plants and my birds and the animals and things that are out there. But for this purpose, we needed the curtain. So going to talk today a little bit about retrograde. So what that is so Venus right now is in retrograde. If anybody is at all familiar with retrograde, you're probably familiar with Mercury in retrograde, which plays all kinds of havoc on us. But Venus is a little different. There was a funny meme on here, or not a funny meme, but an informational meme on Facebook that I was going to try to pull back up. It's okay, I can find it after and post it if I can't find it right now. My phone is just being very slow. Alright, so I'm going to let that load for a second. So Venus in retrograde. So like I said, when people usually hear the word retrograde, they usually are like, oh no, what's going to happen now? But Venus is a little different. So a retrograde, let's see here. So just so you understand what I'm talking about. Retrograde is when a planet, so that would be Venus right now, passes, when a planet, no, that's backwards. I wrote that backwards. When the Earth passes Venus. So, in our orbit. So we kind of catch up to it. The planets don't all move at the same speed, roughly, I guess. That speed's probably not the right word, but so the planets don't all move at the same speed, and that's why you have certain things that line up at certain times and other times they don't. Venus only goes into retrograde about every 18 months. So it's, every year and a half or so is when that happens. So it kind of seems like it slows Venus down. It doesn't really slow Venus down, but it feels that way. That's not very scientific-y, but that is what it means. So yeah, so it's just kind of an illusion of the planet slowing down. But the retrograde is when we actually catch up to it and pass it. So that's what retrograde is. So when Mercury goes into retrograde, it happens several times in a year. But when Venus goes into retrograde, like I said, it's only about every 18 months. Just wanted to see if I could find it, because all right, so I will find it and post it later. But basically what it was when these things happen, when planets go into retrograde, it does kind of wreak havoc on our bodies. Just like, the lunar cycles affect our body, so do the other planets as well. And sorry, I'm not finding it, so I'm just going to have to look for it later. But basically what it said, and I just wanted to read it because it was pretty informational, but basically what it said is that when this happens, a lot of times people get confused with thinking that they have the flu, So you may have a lot of body aches, you may have, headaches, tired, just the symptoms that you would kind of get when you have the flu. And I started feeling it yesterday. So it's actually, the retrograde is actually tomorrow. But like I said, even with, anything like that, you kind of have like a 24-hour before and a 24-hour after, where the kind of, the bulk of the energy is. And so I started picking up on it last night. So I woke up this morning and didn't feel the greatest. Actually, I haven't really felt the greatest for the last couple of days, but I chalked that up to, I did a lot of physical work this last weekend, and I'm not used to that. So Venus is a feminine planet, and you've all heard that women are from Venus, men are from Mars, saying, and that is pretty much true. Let's see. So Venus, when it goes into retrograde, all over the place today, I guess. It basically affects the major aspects of love, relationship, resources, and values. So you're like, okay, what does that mean, right? Let me try to explain it to you. So breaking those down, love, relationship, resources, and values to a little bit more, it's going to be your receptiveness, your creativity, your relationships, resources, values, essential needs, harmony, cooperation, beauty, and reciprocity. That was one I had to practice. I was like, I'm going to say that wrong. So, in a nutshell, I didn't have to write this all out, so I printed up my little cheat sheet here. So there's kind of 6 steps to kind of help you get through the retrograde. And as I explain these, hopefully you'll get a little bit more understanding of what the Venus in retrograde means. Okay, so the first thing in the next 48 hours or so that you're really going to want to be aware of is impulse control. So Venus in retrograde really is just going to test your impulse control. So if you're going to splurge on something, kind of sit back and say, maybe I ought to wait and get this in a couple of days. I'll come back, and if I still really want it, then I will get it. So those big, I'm not talking about getting a Snickers at the cashier kind of thing. Go for it. Life's short. Eat a Snickers. But I'm talking about like anything that would be more of a bigger purchase, or even a bigger decision on to do something. You may want to just kind of say, I'm going to wait and revisit this maybe on Sunday, and if I still feel really strongly about it on Sunday, then I'm going to go for it. Just because, she kind of plays with our emotions and sometimes makes us think we really want stuff we don't really want. So basically this is just saying, if you see something shiny and beautiful, and the voice in your head starts screaming, I must have it, stop and think, this is something I really need. And that's going to also go with the relationships. So that's going to go for people. So for us, because our group is all women, I'm going to refer to men, but in this, it does go the other way as well. So men can have, this experience as well. But for our group where it's all women, I'm going to say men. And again, if you are not in a heterosexual relationship, it can be women as well. I guess I use men because it relates to me. Fit in your word when I say men. But so yeah, if you see that that beautiful man on in the store and you think I have to have him, stop and think a second. Because first of all, if there's a beautiful man out there who is single and available, there's probably a reason for it. Not that that's true with every case, but you know, he may just be unemployed or a narcissist or just a not nice person. So anyway, so that goes for purchases, that goes for relationships, that goes for massive decisions. So in this time frame for like the next 48 hours or so, I would just, even like I said, maybe Sunday, you know, just to make sure we're clear of everything. So just don't make any really big decisions in the next few days. But yeah, if you want a Snickers, get a Snickers. So the next step is respect the past. And so what that means is when Venus goes into retrograde, a lot of time past relationships are going to come forward for you. And that may be the actual person may just all of a sudden pop up, or just maybe something that makes you have a memory of them. And basically that's not like, oh, he's back, he must be mine. That's not true in most cases. When a past relationship comes back to you during Venus in retrograde, a lot of times what it is it's a lesson. There's a lesson in there somewhere. So it's probably trying to remind you of the particular reason why that relationship was not a good relationship for you, because maybe you're moving into a relationship with somebody that's got those similar traits, or you know, something like that, or that you're looking for the same type of guy, and maybe that, you know, that's your sign that you need to you know, find somebody a little different. So that's kind of the respect the past part. So if you have an ex in the next few days that you know, you run into him in the store, or he pops up on your Facebook, or you know, somebody mentions his name or anything like that, it's not a sign that he was meant to be. It's a sign that he was a lesson for you. Again, he or she. So the next one is acknowledge your value. So, and again, we haven't really gone into any kind of astrology yet. I am trying to get in as much stuff as I can, but like with, I wanted to talk today about the Venus in retrograde because it is tomorrow, and so my next live is until Tuesday, so I don't want to talk about it on Tuesday. It's already gone by. And I had originally planned on talking today about moon rituals, because we have a new moon on Monday, which again, my next live isn't going to be till Tuesday. So side note here, I am going to try over the weekend to find just a really neat, easy new moon ritual, and I'll either post some instructions, or maybe just a really short little instructional live on something you can do with that. I'm going to try to do it before, so if you do want to do it, you have a chance to you know, go out and buy anything if you want to buy something, but again, you don't need to. So anyway, that's why I'm talking about the Venus in retrograde today, is because it's tomorrow. So I may kind of seem like I'm skipping around a little bit, but there's just things like if I don't talk about this, we're not going to talk about it again for 18 months. Or we won't need to talk about it for 18 months. The new moon is every month. So I made the decision to talk about this, and the new moon, we can, you know, we'll have a chance next month, and the next month, and the next month. Acknowledge your value. So anybody that is in a Taurus or a Libra sign is really going to be affected by the Venus in retrograde. And so this is going to feel like really personal for, like I said, the Taurus or the Libra. The Venus is rules these signs, and again, we'll get into all of that later. If I have anybody that's a Taurus or a Libra out there and wants more information, you can comment or send me a private message, and I will get you some, quick facts and things about that might help you out a little bit. Venus, let's see, Venus rules the love to portray masks of beauty and elegance. Their lives look perfect, so they must be perfect, right? That is not true. So basically, it's just, everybody has flaws, and but your flaws are who you are. And flaws, I don't even like that word, flaws, because a diamond has flaws and it's still beautiful. So I don't really like the word flaws, but it is what it is. So basically, even though you're a Taurus or you're a Libra, and this is going to be super challenging for you, it's going to be really personal feeling for you, don't doubt your worth is basically what I'm trying to say. You have flaws, we all have flaws, and they're just part of who you are, and you are beautiful just the way you are. So remember that. All right. So evaluate the worth of things you already own, which kind of goes back to step 1, which was don't do impulse buys. So think twice before indulging. And that means anything expensive, painting your entire apartment, things like that sort. So if you feel that impulse to do that, kind of step back, like I said, step back, stop and think. And look around your house, look around your office, look around wherever you are. And, just find maybe something you could repurpose and have a craft project. So you're going to be, doing all kinds of great things. You're not going to be out spending money, which is good. You're going to be repurposing something, which is always great for the planet. And I think 9 out of 10 times repurposed items are prettier than some of the stuff you buy at the store anyway. My husband repurposes things for me all the time, and I love it. So, if you have a piece of art that's just kind of been laying around and you don't know, you didn't, try reframing it or add something to it. If you're going to throw it away, why not glue something on it and see if that's going to make you happy and change it up. And again, then you're crafting, which is very relaxing and grounding and keeping you from spending that money. So if you, same with, I guess, internal stuff. So if your impulse is not to go buy something, your impulse is something emotional, like a past relationship or a new shiny boy toy. Like I said, it's a lesson. There's a lesson in there. So stop and think about what that lesson is. And instead of fixing an old item in your house, you're kind of fixing, spending the time fixing whatever the lesson is that's trying to teach you. Just for example, if your past relationship that happens to pop up in the next few days was somebody that was just very controlling person, kind of figure out, step back and try to just spend some time thinking about why were you with that person, and did you let them be controlling? I know there's relationships out there that controlling can go to a whole different level, and I'm not talking about I'm not going to get into whole extreme emotional abuse relationships and things like that. I'm just saying, if he's got a little bit of a control side, and you didn't really like that, think about why that was, and what you're going to want in your new relationships and things like that. So number 5 is reassessing your partnership commitment. So that is for any of us that are not single. If you are married or in a relationship, this one is geared towards you. Not to say if you're married or in a relationship that those past relationships are still not going to pop up. And again, when that past relationship pops up, it is not a sign that he or she was the right one and they've come back to you. It's a sign that it's a lesson, that you need to remember something. You need a recap on something. But so those of us that are in a relationship, like I said, you all know that I am married. I've been married 8 years, but we've been together for 15. So we've been together a long time. But this is just a prime time to reassess your relationship. So you're going to want to just think about all the things that made you want to be with your significant other. You know, you had fun together, you laughed together. You know, you liked to, I'm just going to use me and Eric. We like to go camping. We like to go on the motorcycle. We like to do a lot of things together. We don't do very many things separate. He likes to go to hockey. I do not. That's about it. And he doesn't come on my lives. That's pretty much it. Pretty much everything else we do together. So that's just, it's a good time to, you know, just really sit back and think about the things with your partner that, I heard a thump and so did the dog. So it's just a really good time to reassess that and just kind of remember all the things that you love about him, her, your significant other. You know, just kind of rekindle the flames and stuff. And, you know, it's maybe a good idea just to, you know, even over the next few days, just do like, be silly, be fun. Do like a little mock ceremony, redo your vows. You know, it doesn't have to be like a big ceremony when people redo their vows. I'm not talking about that. You don't have to throw a huge party in the next 48 hours. But, you know, just kind of go over things, you know, just sit with your partner and, you know, tell them that you love them and you want to be with them forever. It doesn't have to be anything formal. You know, our vows are, you know, what they are. You know, you're going to love and cherish and honor. And I don't put in obey. Not my thing. But, you know, just sit and talk with your partner and you know, go over that, you know, and just tell them why you love them. And so, yeah, so, you know, it's, again, that can also go towards other things besides just your significant other relationship. You know, it can go towards partners for work or you know, things like that. A lot of us have businesses where we may have partners and things, and don't sit down and get all mushy with your work partner. But, you know, just think about why you you know, got into that partnership, and the good things that you were in that partnership for. You know, if one of you is really good at the books and one of you is really good at the people stuff, you know, that's a good partnership. I'm in a committee that I do a lot of the bookkeeping and the financial stuff, and the other lady that I'm with does a lot of the physical work, planting the flowers and decorating the gazebo and stuff like that, because I just don't really have the time where I work a full-time job. So we make a good partnership. I get the money, she spends the money. So number 6 is find the beauty. So during retrograde, it's important to look for the beauty in little things, because the little things add up to everything. So every little thing is connected. Time to go to work. So yeah, so embrace Venus's wisdom and honor the pretty parts of your life wherever you can. Recognize the light, but also remember to give a little extra love to your flaws and the flaws of other. Beauty is right here, right in front of you. It just may take this powerful retrograde to awaken you. So that's kind of the ending part of it. You know, so, you know, just, you know, it's a time of reflection, but the biggest thing is it's not a time for impulse, because if you, And I'm not saying, I shouldn't say if you follow through, bad things are going to happen, because I'm not about bad things happening. But I think if you follow through on an impulse in the next few days, it just may not turn out the way you think it's going to turn out. So if that past relationship pops up and you really think it's a sign that he's supposed to be yours, if he's supposed to be yours, he'll still be yours on Sunday. So just give it a few days. Okay? So that's kind of the end of that. So the new moon, like I did say, is on Monday. Athena is going to be doing her new moon ritual at 9 on YouTube, and I believe it's going to be live. One of the last ones I thought was supposed to be live, she ended up not doing live. And I was very confused, and I probably confused you, so I apologize. But sometimes just things happen, plans get changed, and things like that. So the reason she changed it was because where she had just been in Denver at the Gem Show, and she really just wanted to go home and spend time with her family. So she pre-recorded it and put it on there and stuff like that. So she will have that Monday. Like I said, I'm going to try to find some little, easy new moon ritual. I'll try to look for something that possibly you guys would already have. There's a lot of noise going on over there, and I'm home alone. I do not know. Evie, what's going on over there? Okay, so new moon, I will try to go find a ritual that's real simple, that may just require tools that you may already have in your house, so you don't really have to worry about going out and getting anything. But I will try to get it on there before, so that you have a chance, if you want to go buy something, that you can. The next live is going to be Tuesday, which I believe is the 9th. Again, I haven't really decided what I'm going to do, because things change, because today was going to be about the new moon, and then I remembered about the Venus retrograde, and I wanted to talk about that instead. Still haven't named my skull yet, but unfortunately I think Bob is kind of sticking to him. He may just end up being Bob anyway. All right. Couple things real quick. I wanted to show you. I had showed you guys the Paleo Santo stick that I had purchased a while back. I have lit this 20-30 times, and you can see that it is just a little tiny bit that has burned. So I think this $3 stick is going to last a really, really long time. I did tell you guys that it smells amazing, and unfortunately I can't have you smell it. It won't work. But I love the smell so much that I hopped on Jade Bloom, and guess what? Can't see it. They have a Paleo Santos oil. So I'm very excited to use that. Just smells so good. And it's a natural. It's amazing. Okay, so I bought that because of that. And a lot of the lives that I've been watching with Athena, and a lot of her perfumes and things of that sort, she uses a lot of rosemary. I hear her say rosemary over and over and over again. And I didn't have any rosemary, so I wanted to purchase it and do a little bit more research on it. So the first research is a little bit expensive. So I bought the baby one, because that'll last me quite a while still. There's still quite a bit of oil in that little one. So I'm going to be working with that a little bit and experimenting and researching on the effects of rosemary. And as always, that came up to $15, so I got my free shipping. And the day I ordered, which I didn't plan on it, they were giving away a free remove. So this is for anybody that would have skin tags, which I do not, but it was free. And to me, that means there's someone out there that's going to want that. And I will, when I find that person, I will give it to them. Okay, so I think that's it. I hope the curtain helped a little bit. I'm still trying with different angles because, you know, I want to be as much in the feed, the live as I can in the video. If I go down here, I feel like I'm looking down my nose at you guys, so I apologize for that. But I've ordered a new laptop, so hopefully that might help a little bit too, because this is angled. Right now it's on an angled stand, and so that's why you're getting more of up here, and that's why I'm looking down at you. If I put you up higher, then you're just getting my fake birdhouse up there. So again, working on all of it. You know, if you guys have ideas, input, anything like that, I'm always glad to listen. You guys can help me too. So with that, I'm going to go to work. I hope everybody has a really great day. Like I said, if anybody has questions, put it in the comment or send me a private message. I did have somebody reach out to me the other day and asked me to do a card pull, and I did a card pull for her, so I hope that was helpful for her. Again, so if anybody wants one, and it, you know, you don't even have to be going through anything difficult or anything. If you just be like, hey, today I want you to pull me a card. I don't really have anything going on, but just pull me a card. I'm willing to do that. So I enjoy it. So you're not bothering me. I would sit here and pull cards for people all day long if I was rich, but I am not. So again, have a good day. Remember to be kind. Everybody has something going on in their life, and you may be the person that changes it for them. So lots of love. Thanks, ladies.